So I think it's a little bit of an understatement to say that we are limited in any way, shape, or form when it comes to what we can do, be, or create, right? Because if we were made in the image and the likeness of the Creator who created everything in existence, that kind of tells you a lot about what you now have the power to create in your personal existence. Stay woke, you guys. Stay woke. What is up, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Sakira, aka your favorite cosmic fairy. But if you're not new, you already knew that, period. Welcome to another mindset episode, you guys, where we are going deep into the topic of how to shift your thoughts and your focus so that you are only focused on what you want and not focused on the lack thereof. If you are interested, you guys, stay tuned, because we're going to talk about some things. All right, you guys. So the inspiration for today's episode came from a book that I'm actually rereading right now, and it's called E Squared by Pam Grout. So basically, there's a quote in the book that I really, really liked, and it goes a little something like this. The main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing. When I say that quote tickled every manifestation in my soul, you guys, I felt that. She said what she said, period. Listen. This instantly made me think of how important it is to only focus on, what it is that you want, what it is that you're manifesting, and what it is that you're calling into your life. However, a lot of us tend to focus on the lack thereof. We focus on what we don't have. We focus on what's not manifesting, what we don't see unfolding. And we stay there because it's a lot easier to get caught up and dragged into the negative aspect and the lack aspect, especially, when we're used to that. But I got some things I'm going to talk about, you guys, that's really going to help to not only make this really, really clear for you, but make it really, really practical so that you can start implementing some new ways to keep the main thing the main thing. So let's talk about it. So the $1 million question, you guys, the question we're all looking for the answer to today is, what stops us from keeping the main thing the main thing? And you guys, I'm going to just run with this whole main thing because I really, really like the way the quote was phrased. Like, it's a thing for me. It's a thing for me. So back to the question, what stops us from keeping the main thing the main thing? Let's talk about it. Number one, most of us know what we want, but the thing is this. We get distracted by the 3D. We start looking around for validation, for confirmation. Where is it? I don't see it. It hasn't shown up yet. Is it coming? In most cases, we are consistently checking in our present reality, in our present 3D moment for the things that we're looking for. But here's the issue with this, you guys. The 3D is a byproduct of the thoughts and the feelings that you thought previously and manifested at a later moment. It is not a byproduct of the things and the thoughts and the feelings you're embodying right now, right? So for the average Joe, for the average Sally, there's a time lag or like a little bit of a delay when things are moving from 5D to 3D. And I say the average person, you guys, because you got these gurus in India and in Tibet that can manifest jewels literally out of thin air. There's no time lag for them. But for most of us, I would say we're not, I think it's safe to say, we're not on that level yet. We're not where they are yet, and that's okay. The thing is this, 5D is where all of that spiritual energy exists. Things like your thoughts and your feelings, the things that you can't perceive with your physical senses. You can't see, touch, taste, smell, hear it, right? But it exists as a form of energy, as a form of frequency. Versus the 3D, which is this material realm that we exist in right now, that, you get to touch things, you get to see things, you get to experience things with your 5 senses. But the difference is, you guys, in 5D, the energies are vibrating so fast that you can't see them, you can't perceive them, right, with your senses. And so for you to be able to perceive these things or receive these things, they have to slow down. The frequency of the vibration has to slow down so that it can materialize into physical matter. And that is what we know as manifestation. So if you're to think a thought right now, if you were to consciously and intentionally say, I am manifesting this thing, there's going to be a little bit of a delay because it has to move from this thought, this intention you have, which is spiritual energy. You can't yet physically experience that energy. It has to move from that realm into 3D, which then allows us to experience the actual manifestation of it, if that makes sense, right? And just to add this in as a little food for thought, you guys, the speed at which things materialize into your life is directly tied to your ability to receive. The more open you are to receiving, the faster things materialize for you. So I say all of this to say, you guys, keep calm. Don't stress when you're checking your 3D and it's distracting you from what you are actually focusing on. Just know that everything's working out for you. The things that you're looking for, the things you're manifesting, they are on the way. Number 2, We have limiting beliefs that tell us that we cannot be, do, or have the things that we are looking to be, do, and have, right? And you guys, I'm gonna make a whole separate episode on limiting beliefs, but I'm gonna throw in a little bit of information on it today just so we can tie it to and see how it correlates to not being able to, attract the main things that we want into our lives and keep our energies and our attention and our thoughts focused on the main thing. So what is a limiting belief? A limiting belief is just a belief that tells you that you are limited in some way, shape, or form, in some capacity. And you know what, you guys, we all have them, right? Like, we've all been programmed by people who love us and they have very, very good intentions, but the things that they've programmed us to believe are not necessarily the things that the universe is in alignment with, right? These are things that, the people who love us, they've been taught by the people who love them, and they kind of just pass down the information as it comes along. However, we live in a infinite, abundant, intelligent, ever expanding universe. And one could even argue that we are micro expressions of this infinite, abundant universe, right? So you guys, I got a Bible quote for you. You guys know I love the good book. You don't have to be religious to enjoy the wisdom that a lot of these religious texts offer, because there are a lot of gems in there, right? But look, I got to read it from my phone, you guys, because it's a little bit lengthy. Let's talk about it. So the quote goes like this. And God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness. Let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, over the cattle, and over the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So I think it's a little bit of an understatement to say that we are limited in any way, shape, or form when it comes to what we can do, be, or create, right? Because if we were made in the image and the likeness of the Creator who created everything in existence, that kind of tells you a lot about what you now have the power to create in your personal existence. Stay woke, you guys, stay woke. Number 3. We tend to get triggered and we let our nervous systems run haywire. So a lot of times, you guys, when you're manifesting something new, the universe has a funny way of making everything that you now are existing in kind of fall apart. It's giving like the Tower in tarot. If you guys watch me, in my other videos where I do tarot readings, I talk a lot about the Tower card dismantling foundations that were built on shaky grounds so that something solid could be built in its place. And a lot of times when we manifest, it's the same concept. The universe is like, okay, this ground for what you're manifesting, the reality you're existing in, it's a little bit shaky. Let's shake some things up, crumble that, dismantle that, so we can now build from a more firm, a more solid place, and make sure that what you're manifesting is not only going to be something you get to enjoy, but something that's going to last, right? But let me say this, you guys. It's actually when everything in your reality starts to fall apart that you want to express the most gratitude, because you get to witness the universe actually at work in your life. A lot of times, we see things crumbling before our eyes. We see things going left. We see things not working out, or so we feel in that moment. And we get a little shaken up. We get thrown off our game, and we allow that to deter us from focusing on the main thing, which is your manifestation, right? But again, going back to, that energy of being in gratitude, thanking the universe, because we see some physical movement, even though it doesn't look like our actual manifestation yet to the physical eyes, the movement indicates that something new is happening. Being grateful, you guys, gratitude is the attitude that's going to do it every time. I kid you not. So I have an example, right? Because this happened to me recently in my own personal life. So you guys, I kid you not, I was at home on a Friday. This was like about maybe a month ago from the day that I'm filming this video, right? And I have a car. I love my car. She's a cute thing. She's red, right? But I'm manifesting a new car. I want a big body. I know what I want. I see what I want. I'm focused on the main thing. But as I was manifesting, I was actually creating something called an affirmation movie, which Joe Dispenza talked about it. I got the idea from him. And, it's where you create, long story short, a movie. You put, affirmations on the screen with the visuals, which are the pictures of what you want to manifest. And then you do an audio recording of your voice reading the affirmations out loud. So I literally got to the picture of the car that I want. I was speaking the affirmation over the car that I want. And I get a phone call like, you'll never believe what just happened to your car. I'm like, what happened to my car? The person goes, your car broke down in the middle of the street. It won't turn back on. I said, universe, you are so funny. Ha ha ha. Like, you are so funny, because it would be during the time where I'm manifesting a new car that my current car stops working. So you guys, just a little food for thought. Sometimes when you are manifesting the new, you will literally get physical representations of the old falling away, but that is okay. I literally started to thank the universe, like, you know what, thank you, universe, for the confirmation that what I'm doing is actually working, because if it wasn't working, I more than likely would not have seen anything shift in my physical reality. That means things are moving quick, and that means things are actually working out for me. That's the trick, you guys. That is the key right there. You cannot let your ego sway you in one way or another, because the ego, although it is well intended, it is also misinformed. You got to stay 10 toes in this belief, in this knowing, in this trusting that everything is playing out in your favor. The universe has your back and wants you to have all the things that you want. And when you focus on that being the main thing, you will see a lot more movement towards the things that you want to call into your life. So you guys, we asked the question, we're focused on the problem, but you know I got solutions for you, right? So the question was, what stops us from keeping the main thing the main thing? Well, now the question is, how do we align and keep our focus and our energy and our attention on the main thing? Let's talk about it. So the first thing is, you guys, you want to get super clear on what your main thing is. The more clear, the more detailed, the more concise, the better. But then you want to embody the energy of the main thing as if you already have it. You don't want to speak in terms of, oh, I'm going to get it, it's coming to me. No, you want to speak in terms of, I have it in the present moment. This main thing, whatever your main thing is, like for me, a car. I have my brand new car. I'm so grateful for my brand new car, you guys. You want to celebrate. This is such a powerful technique, you guys. Celebrating something that hasn't yet appeared in your reality is going to make it appear so much faster, because celebration is not only the energy of gratitude, but it's also the energy of excitement. Those two paired together, it's like an activation force for you to really be in alignment energetically and spiritually with the 5D and those energies and those thought forms there, so that they can begin to materialize and you are a lot more open to receiving, meaning it materializes a lot faster. But you guys know also affirmations, and I say it in almost every video, affirmations are going to do it every time. Pick affirmations that you love, that align with your main thing, and say them every day throughout the day. Remind yourself, impress and imprint into your subconscious mind that the main thing is already yours. Again, present tense is the key, you guys. You don't want to speak as if it's coming to you in the future, because you'll just keep aligning with more future moments where you're still waiting and you're still waiting. No, we're not waiting anymore. The main thing is here for us now. And even though we don't physically see it, we know it's coming. Stay 10 toes, you guys. Don't fold. The main thing is already yours. The next thing, you guys, you want to stop looking to your 3D reality, your immediate reality, your right now moment for confirmation and validation of your manifestations. The 3D right now has nothing to do with anything, right? You want to be blind to the BS. The BS is your right now moment. This is not what you want. It's not what you're looking to manifest. You got to put the blinders on. You guys, I love this example because I heard this recently and it made so much sense. When horses race, you know, when you see the horses race around the track, they literally have these things on the side of their faces or on the side of their eyes called blinders. And what that does is it keeps the horse from being able to see what's on its left and what's on its right, because the horse can get distracted. We are getting distracted by our reality, you guys. We're looking at our reality. We're not seeing the unfolding of our manifestations, and we're getting thrown off our game. You got to be in this knowing that just because you haven't seen it materialize yet from the 5D into the 3D does not mean that it's not on the way. It doesn't mean that it's not already unfolding for you. Keep the main thing the main thing. Keep those blinders on, you guys. Tunnel vision. It's full focus ahead, full steam ahead. We're going right towards the manifestation. Nothing else matters. And the last thing, you guys, when you start getting those intrusive thoughts, you know, the doubts, the fears, the worries, the concerns about your main thing not coming towards you, or you not seeing it yet, and you're starting to feel that anxiety, I'm going to say this one thing. Keep calm and EFT tap them bad boys away. You guys know I'm always going to advocate for nervous system regulation, for breath work, for anything that's going to help you to calm your system and come back to that grounded, calm state of being, because that's where the magic truly happens. An unregulated nervous system, you guys, will slow down your manifestations. You want to make sure that you're as cool, calm, and collected as a cucumber, and that you've got your ish together on the inside, because the more calm you are, the more you are in alignment with receiving, the more you feel open to receiving, the more you're not stressed about, where is it and is it coming, and letting that get you worked up, is the more that you actually have time to see what's unfolding around you. A lot of times, you guys, when your nervous system is out of whack, it throws off your ability to see what's actually unfolding around you, right? It kind of acts as a distraction, but like an internal one. You got to be able to bring yourself back to that knowing that everything is working out for you. And a lot of times it's really hard to do that when your nervous system is not calm, when it is not regulated. Now, if you do find yourself too far down the rabbit hole of Trigger City, not to worry. There are other things you can do to kind of bring yourself back to that grounded state, because you guys, recently for me, I kind of went through this momentum of things falling apart, and I did get caught up in letting my nervous system get a little out of whack. But of course, I brought it right back. I started EFT tapping. I started doing breath work. Meditation is cool. But if you are too far down the rabbit hole of being triggered, and you find that, EFT tapping in the moment is doing something, but it's not really doing enough, or breath work is helping, but it's not helping enough, you can do other things. Like you can sleep. Sleep is such a good proponent of releasing resistance, right? Because a lot of times the resistance is what you feel in your nervous system. That's why you're out of whack and out of balance. But sleeping, it stops all resistance, right? You can do other things, like you can dance. Dancing, in my opinion, you guys, it's really, really similar to somatic exercises, which really help to physically move energy out the body. But when you're dancing, I heard this one time and I tried it myself, and it is so true. If you ever find yourself to be overwhelmed, upset, anxious, or anything like that, just start dancing. Put on some music and start dancing. It's really hard to focus on those emotions, those states of being while you're dancing. It's like two completely different frequencies, and the dancing tends to take over because you have to use more of your focus to focus on dancing, even if you're not dancing very well. Then you would have to focus on the anxiety and et cetera, right? Start moving that body, you guys. But also distract yourself with things like massages, things like, talking to your favorite people, eating your favorite foods, watching a good movie. Like, those are not things that I advise you distract yourself with all the time. But if you are in those scenarios where, it's just really, really hard to come out of that state of being unregulated or feeling ungrounded, do what you got to do. The key here, you guys, is that you want to self-soothe. When you self-soothe, you bring yourself back into a place of being in the receptive mode, in the receiving mode. And you also start to clear up a lot of the resistance that you have when it comes to your manifestations unfolding and coming in towards you. So you guys, look, that was a lot. But I hope that you were able to gain something from it. This is what I have for you guys. I really, really like this because I feel like it's not only relatable, but it's something that a lot of us deal with, you guys. We all want that main thing, but sometimes it's hard to keep, tunnel vision on the main thing because we have all these distractions, not the good distractions like sleep and good food, but the other distractions like worry, concern, and things like that. So you guys, replay this episode as many times as you need to get, the gems that you need in any given moment when you feel like you are pressed about a situation, when you feel like things are just not working out. Bring yourself back to that reminder that everything's always working out for you. The universe loves you, and so do I. And until next time, you guys, I'm sending you all the love. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, all of the good things. I do comment back, so if you want to talk to me, you know where to drop a comment. Sending you guys all of the good vibes, and until next time, peace out.